Having completed the basic understanding of PI and EPI, now let us see application of PI and EPI. Okay, so in what context these concepts are used, right? So generally we get the questions, find this, find that, but what context we make use of these concepts? So let's have a look. So take down application of PI and EPI. Application of PI and EPI. Okay, see. So what happens actually is, suppose a question is there to minimize the K-map. Okay, so we used to follow the standard methods, like we should look for the bigger size grouping, then like gradually for a group of 8, group of 4, 2, and finally we used to write the expression. That is what we normally do, right? But so this is also one of the methods. By using concept of PI and EPI also you can reach to the minimized expressions. Now to explain this, what I am doing is, so let me take, I think I have taken a functions f of ABC. So let's say the mean terms are 0, 1, 2, 6, 7. Okay, so this is what is these things we have already taken these mean term combinations to identify PI and EPI. Now suppose somebody asks me obtain its minimized expressions. Okay, so what should I do that? So I should first plot it, mean term 0, mean term 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, 7 and 6. This is what, right? Now suppose somebody asks me to obtain its minimized expressions, so I'll be doing the groupings. I'll be doing grouping like this, and I'll be doing the grouping like this and like this, right? So this is one of the possibility. So this is, let's say, group number 1. This is, let's say, group number 2, and this is, let's say, group number 3. This is one of the possibility. Otherwise, what I can do is, instead of having group 3, I can take this side one. I can tell that is also, like one thing. So if I say this is one group, and if I am telling this is group number 4, then the minimized expression will contain the term corresponds to group number 1, 2. So the group number 1, 2 are EPI, and along with this we'll have 3, or I have the second possibility. I should go for 1 and 2 are EPI, and the 4 which is again EPI, right? So this is what we can do, right? But now let me tell in what way this PI and EPI concepts are useful to reach into this kind of conclusions. So we are telling this, like this is what the grouping will be doing based on the experience, because we have to see for the possible groupings and first bigger size like group of 8, 4, 2, and similarly, like we used to reach these conclusions. But now let me tell you what way this PI, EPI are, useful to reach into similar conclusions, right? So write down steps to obtain minimized expression. Step to obtain minimized expressions. Okay. Step 1 is identify all PI and EPI. Identify all PI and EPI. Point number 2 is select all EPIs. So you should pick up all EPI. And step number 3 is out of remaining PI, okay, in bracket, which are not EPI. So you have already seen the difference between PI and EPI. So a PI not necessary to be PI. So here I said identify all PI and EPI, select all EPI, out of remaining PI which are not EPI, okay. So out of remaining PI means which are not EPI, select such PIs so that all mean terms will be covered or will be grouped, whatever you can say. Okay, this is what. So coming to these examples, we already said that in this case the number of EPI is nothing but 2, and what are the number of EPI? This group number 1 and group number 2, and the number of PI is nothing but equals to 4, right? So what are the PI? All the 4 groupings are there PIs. So first step, identify all PI and EPI. So we have already said, right? EPIR 1, 2 and PIR what? PIR group number 1, 2, 3, 4. These all are PI. So basically we have 2 EPIs and we have 4 PIs, right? The EPIR group number 1, 2, PIR 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So first step is over. Now the second step says select all EPIs. So first step is over. Now the second step says select all EPIs. So if I see EPIs, then it will be 1 and 2. So I am selecting 1 and 2. In other words, the minimized expression will contain 1 and 2 for sure, right? So this is what step number 2. Step number 3 is out of remaining PI which are not EPI. So among these PIs 1, 2, 3, 4, EPI 1, 2, among remaining PI. So the remaining PI are 3 and 4, right? So out of remaining PI, that means out of these 3 and 4, select such PI so that all minterms will be grouped. So basically what I want to say is, if I redraw this K-map again, right? So what I'm saying is, if I'm redrawing this K-map again, so I have, this is what the situations, this is group number 1 and this is group number 2. I have selected this group number 1 and 2. Then I'm left with 3 and 4. So group number 3 is, this is what is the group number 3 and group number 4 is, this side one is group number 4. So what this step is saying is, select, out of remaining PIs, like out of group number 3 and group number 4, okay, out of these 3 and 4, select such PI so that all minterms will be grouped. So it makes sense. Once I cover this 1 and 2, then my target is 2. So if you see, there are total 5 minterms. If I am grouping this group number 1 and group number 2, already 4 are covered. So total there are 5 minterms. In any K-map, to obtain the minimized expression, my need is to cover all the minterms. So out of 5, already 4 are being covered up by these two groups. So I am left with this single minterms, right? And this single minterm can be covered in two possible ways. That is either by taking the group number 4 or by taking the group number 3, right? So that's what it says. So it makes sense, like the the minimized expression will contain group number 1, group number 2, then either 3 or 4. Not all, not 3 and 4 both, because if you do like that, so we are again taking redundant group into considerations and the expression what I will be getting, so that will not be optimum expressions. So that will be not a minimized expression then in that case. So this is what is the application of PI and EPI. So if somebody asks you what is the application of PI and EPI, so one simple answer we can tell for this is, this concept is used to obtain minimized expression. This concept is used to obtain minimized expression of a given K-map. This concept is used to obtain minimized expression of a given K-map. Like in this case, so we are able to obtain this minimized expression. So let me take one more examples. So this concept will be further more clear. Suppose I am giving you a 4 variable functions, and let's say the mean terms are 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 13 and 15. The mean terms are 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 13 and 15, right? This is what is a function I have given of 4 variable. So in this case what you have to do is, you have to obtain the minimized expressions, okay, using this concept of PI and EPI. So by the way, I am not writing the expression actually, I am just telling you what are the groups to be included, because if you know what are the groups to be included, then writing the expression is not a big deal. So anyway, I am not explaining you here how to write the expressions. So I am just telling you how to pick up the corresponding groups with respect to PI and EPI concepts. So it's a 4 variable map I should take, because, right, so 4 variable map means we have 16 cells. So this is what is a 4 variable map. Let me take this side is AB and this side is CD. So A is the MSB and D is the LSB. So cell number 0, 1, 3, 2. I have 2, 3, right? Cell number 0, 1, 3, 2. Then I have 4, 5, 7, 6. Then I have 8, 9, 11, 10. Then I have 12, 13, 15, 14. Right? So total 2, 3, 5, 5, 4, 9. So 3, 3, 6, 3, 9. 9 mean terms. So I have, substituted this corresponding mean term in the corresponding places. Cell number 0, 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, 7, 6, 8, 9, 11, 0, 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, 7, 6, 8, 9, 11, 10, 12, 13, 15 and 14, right? So 0, 1, 3, 2, you can see 3, 2 here. So, right, so I have plotted this K map. Now in this case, you have to find out these PI, EPIs and hence the corresponding groups to obtain the minimized expression. So I should be going for, I should try for octet. So octet is anyway not possible, right? So I should go for quad then. So quad is possible or not? Yes, clearly it is visible here. So I can go for this quad. Then, so this is what done. Then I should go for what? The pairs, because further quad is not possible. So I should cover up all these, like mean terms. And again, I should also go for the redundant groupings, because first my job is to identify the PI and EPI. So while dealing with PI and EPI, I should go for the redundant groupings that we have already seen. So to cover this mean term, so I am going for this. To cover this mean term, I am going for this. And to cover this mean terms, right? So I am going like this, and then I am left with this. Now how do I cover this? To cover this, I can go like this, because my goal is to to cover each and every mean terms, right? So now you should think, like, is there any further grouping possible or not? So redundant grouping I should check. So is there any grouping possible or not? One grouping is directly visible here, so I can go for this group. While doing this group, I am making sure that I am not putting this group complete inside a bigger group. So this is one of the another valid groups. So can I think of something else apart from this? I cannot go like this, because if I do like this, I am putting a smaller group inside a bigger group. So that's I should definitely avoid. So let us do the nomenclature. Let's say this is your group number 1. This quad is your group number 2. This vertical pair is, let's say it is group number 3. This horizontal pair is, let's say, group number 4. And this one, this and this. So let's say it is group number 5. And finally this and this. So this is, let's say it is group number 6. Is that okay? So total 6 grouping we have done. So 1 quad and 5 pairs. What are the 5 pairs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Right? So you can see here. So pair number 1, pair number 3, pair number 4, pair number 5 and pair number 6. So total 6 grouping we have done. So if somebody asks you how many PI are there, so PI are nothing but 6. So 6 number of PI are there. What are they? All these things are PI. So all the groups are PI. So I have 6 PIs. Now next thing is how many EPI are there. Now to identify how many EPI are there, I should check each and every group again by taking that criteria. Whether is it containing at least one mean term which is not covered by multiple group. So what about group number 1? Group number 1, if I see out of 2 mean terms, so this mean term is not covered by multiple group. So group number 1 is API. So group number 1 is API. What about group number 2? Group number 2 is a quad, and out of 4 mean terms, 2 mean terms are there which are not shared by multiple group. So group number 2 is also API. So group number 2 is also API. What about group number 3? Group number 3, this vertical one. So this is containing 2 mean terms, and both the mean terms are covered by 2 groups. So this is covered by 2 groups, this is also covered by 2 groups. Right? So this is not a API, because to have API, it should have at least one mean term which is not covered by multiple groups. So I am not writing 3 here. What about group number 4? Group number 4 also, if you see, it is having 2 mean terms, this and this. And again, both of these mean terms are covered by 2 groups. So this is also not qualifying to have definition of API. Next thing is group number 5. So if I am going for group number 5, so this one, this and this. So this is also not API, because there are 2 mean terms and both of these mean terms are covered by 2 groups. So this is also not API. And what about group number 6? Group number 6 is this and this, right? So this is this group having 2 mean terms, like this mean term and this mean terms. Out of 2 mean terms, this mean term is covered by 2 groups, but this is not covered by 2 groups. So this is containing at least one mean term which is not covered by multiple group. So definitely that this number 6 will be coming under the APIs. So first step is over. Identify all PI and EPI you have already done. Right? Now let us go to step number 2. So select all EPI. So let me redraw this map and just highlight these EPIs. So I have here, I have this and I have this. So select all EPIs. So I should select group 1, 2 and 6. What is group 1? So group 1 is this. And what is group 2? Group 2 is this. And then what is group 6? Group 6 is the side one. So this is what is group 6 is. Right? This is what your group 6 is. Now what? What are the options you have? So step 2 is also over. So select all EPI. So group number 1 I have taken, group number 2 I have taken, and group number 6 I have taken. So 3 I have taken. So how many PI are left out which are not this thing? So out of remaining PI which are not EPI. So what are left for me? So if I take 1 to 6, I am left with 3, 4 and 5. So out of this 3, 4 and 5, I should select in such a way that all the minterms will be covered, right? So what is my target? My target is to cover this one. And this group is which group? So this is nothing but group number 4 if you see. This is nothing but group number 4. So this is what your minimal expression will be. Now some people may ask, sir, why you have gone for group number 4? Why you are not going for this group number 3? Because if I am going for group number 3, then I will be doing this. Okay, then again this will be left out. For that another grouping is needed. So that's the reason why I am not going for group number 3. Then some people may again ask, sir, why you are not going for group number 5? Again the same issue. If I am going for group number 5, I will be doing this and this. But what about this? For this, I should again go for one more groupings. So that will be again redundant in nature, and again it not be minimized expressions. So that's why it makes sense. Among this 3, 4 and 5, this 4 is the right choice. This 4 is the right choice. So this is what I should take. And the remaining things, that means apart from this, I am left with this 3 and 5. This 3 and 5 are not at all necessary, because if I am going for group number 3, so I will be doing like this, because already both of these minterms are being already covered up. So there is no point to again doing grouping like this. Similarly, there is no point to go for group number 5, because already both of these minterms are covered. Group number 5 will be again, it will be adding one more extra term which is not necessary. So this is what is the application of PI and EPI. I hope this is clear. But generally, because of various reasons, like in most of the books, these concepts are not given. So most of the faculties, and they teach only this the first method, like you see for bigger size groupings and so on and so forth, and students get comfortable with that. So this concept is also not a difficult concept, isn't it? Once you are good in the PI and EPI, how to identify them. So this is also not challenging, right? So it's your personal choice which one you will be selecting for your better practice purpose and to have more grip. So you may practice all the questions by this approach also, and I'm very sure your answer will be definitely matching with this. I believe with this concept of PI and EPI are clear to you, right? Now in this video, let me give you the assignments one by one, and in the next video I'll be giving you the solution of it. Thank you. Yeah, so please take down the assignment problems. So these are, I have drawn 5 maps, and the question is find the number of PI and EPIs. In each of this map, you have to find how many number of prime implicants and essential prime implicants are there. So I'll suggest all of you, so to copy them down and try to solve yourself, and you see whether how much is your attempt level and how much your confidence level, right? So I think you can copy this. So that's it. And in the next video, I am going to give you the solution of all these 5 maps.